Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage and the Trabant P60. It's not working. As you can hear when I turn the key, the starter solenoid clicks, but nothing happens. There's a couple of reasons why that can happen. It can be a weak battery, it can be bad connections, and it can be a bad starter motor. Maybe more things than that. The battery on this is fine. The wiring is fine. I think the starter motor is the issue. I think something in the starter mechanism is stuck. So what I'm hoping to do today is to take the starter off, take it apart, clean it up, lubricate it, put it back together, and then hopefully this issue is over. And this happened yesterday. I was going to the shops. We had a family party in our garden. I needed to go and buy some milk in the last minute. I took the Trabant because, I'm an idiot. And then when I got out from the shops, I wanted to start it up and it wouldn't start. And I didn't really dare to call my wife and tell her that I would be late for the party because I took the Trabant. So what I did was to push start it. And it's so lucky that this car is so light because there was no people around, only a lot of old people who were laughing and pointing at me. But it was possible to just push it along the parking lot and jump into the driver's seat, clutch out, and then it started instantly, so that was nice. But I need this to work. This is the starter motor. We need to take this out. But before doing that, I'm going to disconnect the battery. So I removed the cables and I'm now removing the last bolt holding on the starter. It's really simple, everything. But the reason why it's very important to remove the battery or disconnect the battery when taking off a starter is you're going to undo a bolt with a live wire from the plus terminal on the battery. So when your wrench is touching that and hits some metal on the car, it will short circuit. And, that's not very nice. It should be loosened up. Oh, it's a heavy one. This is seriously a big starter engine considering the size of the engine and the gearbox on this car. So here we have the starter on the bench, and I just took the battery off and attached some jump starter leads. What I'm going to do is to test if this engine works, and then afterwards we're going to test this. Because this is the negative. That is just attached to the chassis of the starter engine. And then the plus sign, if I touch this, it should start this engine because this is where the plus wire from the battery is supposed to be attached. And then with a small cable right here, it will bridge these two and then ignite, and then start the starter and engage the wheel and so on. So let's test the starter engine itself. Can you see this part of it? As you can see, it's turning fine, so that is working. But I gotta say the ignition, the connection seems to be really poor, but it is engaging both the starter and the sprocket. So it is working, but I really would like to clean up these connections. I think that maybe the connection is the issues, but I'm gonna take it all apart and clean it anyway. So I believe that I have actually found the issue, and maybe it's two issues because I think the connections on that little starter wire needs to be cleaned up. But another thing, which is also quite a serious problem for this to work right, is, can you see those coals down there? They are supposed to be springed out completely, just like the one at 12 and 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, but the one at 3 and 9 is all the way in. Either they are stuck or they are worn out, but I need to take it apart to inspect it further. Is it called coals? It is in Danish, but I'm unsure. And actually, they have all sprung out now. I don't know if it picks up. So they are not worn, they are just stuck. So let me try to show you. This one goes in and out, no problem. This one goes in and out, no problem. And then this one goes in, rather difficult. And then it doesn't really come out. The same as the problem on the other side, so we'll have to clean those two up. And then take the spring out. Like this. Then I can clean this up and then scrape the inside with a screwdriver to remove all residue and stuff. And I am no expert in this, so this could be wrong, but I'm going to apply a small smear of copper grease because this is copper, so I can't see that can be any issue. But not too much because I don't want it to attract too much dust. So this could be wrong, but we'll find out. Like that. Then let's test how freely it is working. Yeah, this is working perfectly now. So I'm gonna do that to all 4 of them and then take you back after that. So now they are all lubricated up and moving like they are supposed to, springing back and all that. I know it's difficult to see, but it is working. After a bit of thinking, I don't think I'm going to advise about the copper grease because I think it's way too dusty of an environment down there, but I'm not sure. Now I've tried it and then we'll see. I think it's just a matter of putting this back together and clean up that contact over there. I think it would be good to go. There's nothing else that is stuck. It's all moving freely and greased well. So I think it will work. So I'm just going to put all back together and then take you back. Now it is all back together and then let's try to test it once again. And I just wanted to add that this video is maybe a good example about me doing stuff that I don't really know how to do. And I got to say that is not the point of this channel. This is not a guide channel. The videos I make are not supposed to be complete guides to do stuff. It is more like a guide to try to do stuff because I don't really know how a starter engine is working. I do get the basics, but I'm not an expert on it, and I am just trying to see if something seems out of place or not working proper or stuck or something like that. Getting it to work and putting it back together. This is the way I have learned everything, and it also means that sometimes it's just a waste of time, but it doesn't matter because I think it's fun. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it seems to work now. It is making the sound, engaging the sprocket and turning the engine. That seems to work. That's not to say that this is going to be a permanent fix. So if you watch this video and think this is the same thing that is wrong with my Trabant, then maybe wait a couple of weeks, or if it's in the future, then check my next video on this car, because it could be me changing the starter engine, but it could also not be. Maybe this has fixed the issue. I'm gonna put it back on the car and then let's find out if it can actually turn the engine. And the starter is back in. Let's see if it works. I haven't opened the fuel tap, so it's not going to start, but we just want to hear if it actually turns over. It is. It's not the best sound when the starter engine retracts. I don't know what that is, but it is working. So I don't know if this is going to be a permanent fix or if it's just going to work for a couple of days. I have a feeling that maybe the solenoid was actually the big issue, even though I haven't really touched that. But just by messing with it, maybe it started to work. But either way, it's working. That's good enough for now. Let's see if it starts the engine with the fuel tap open. Like that. Choke out. Oh yeah. I don't think the starter is actually disengaging now. No, not anymore. Anyway, it's working now. I think I'm going to have to get another starter engine. There is something wrong with this, I think, but it's working for now. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.